Hello and welcome to Simple Cryptocurrency News presented by CryptosChain. And in today's news video, we're going to be looking at the state of the market. Everything is still green. It's still going up. It's not coming down. Small retracements, but nothing major. Then we'll be talking about some news about a top 20 cryptocurrency which has increased more than Bitcoin in the last week by more than 50% to be exact. Then we'll be looking at some news from the Ontology ecosystem. Then we'll be doing some covering on Elastos as well, and finally we'll end it with news from the NEO ecosystem as always. Now before we get into the news, I just want to remind you that in the description below the video you'll find the times as well as the links with the articles that I'll be discussing, so you can simply click on the time if you're only interested in checking out specific news or specific articles. That being said, let's get right in and look at coin market cap. So as we can see, Bitcoin is trading at $8,156 right now, and it's up 4.53% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum surprisingly has gone up to 238 and it's up 16.3%. And when I say surprisingly, I didn't really expect it because, and the reason I'll tell you why, is because when Bitcoin goes up quite a lot, normally the alts don't really follow, right? But what really happened in the last day, to be honest, is that Bitcoin found this stability. So basically it was trading at like 8,300 yesterday. Then it went down to about 7,700, actually saw it going down. And then it continued to go up a little bit up to around 8,000. So it maintained that stability around that range. And because of that, all the alts have just taken off, right? We've seen this historically. It still is happening, and it's just been proven. And one other thing is that some traders, including Da Vinci J15, who I follow a lot now, he's actually on Crypto's channel, so I do recommend you check him out. He's a crypto trader. He's a pro basically. He's been trading for many years. He did say that the support line, just over $200 for Ethereum, was very strong, and if that would be broken, Ethereum could pretty much double, at least 1.5x, right? Or pretty much double. So as we can see, it did actually go to over 240 something dollars today. Now it did retrace a little bit, so did Bitcoin. It went up to like 8,200 with a small retracement. We may see it go higher, who knows, but it is struggling around the 8,200 mark. So I don't know, some people say it may even reach 10k in the next few days. Anything is possible, right? But let's move down and look at NEO. So surprisingly, NEO, because they're at the consensus as well, has gone up 16%. It's trading at $12.27. And yeah, I mean, I did some trading with NEO and I regret not holding it longer for the specific trade that I did. I didn't really think that it's going to go up that much. I thought that there's going to be some retracement, but it is what it is. This is how crypto is. Some days you gain a lot and some days you don't. And Ontology is on the 20th position, trading at $1.55, and it's up 8.62%. So Ontology has actually reached these levels before when Bitcoin was trading at around 4,500, 5,000, and you know, it did retrace back, but it's just surprising to see that Bitcoin is so high, right? I mean, it's pretty much twice as expensive as it was when Ontology was last this price, maybe about a month ago. And I'm just surprised, you know, that it's not even higher. Maybe it needs more time. Who knows? Maybe all the alts need more time until Bitcoin finds that stability and trades sideways. Because if Bitcoin is too volatile, the alts get dragged down. I mean, if Bitcoin was to drop to 7,000 right now, I can guarantee you that all the alts would drop even more, because that's what happens, right? This is how this market works. If you've been in this market for over a year, you have seen this happen many times, so you would know very well that this is expected, right? So yeah, if you're trading, definitely stop losses. That's how it is. A lot of people that learned how to trade back in 2017, they didn't use stop losses. They sent their funds back to their wallets, and yeah, basically they suffered a crash, right? So yeah, stop losses are definitely a must. And yeah, let's look at the biggest winners, and that's Dent, which is 36.67%, so that's a lot, and Raven coin, which has been talked about as well, up 31.8%. Now let's go at look at the biggest losers, and the biggest losers are actually stable coins, right? So True USD and USD Coin, which you can also find on Coinbase, are the biggest losers because they're trading at just under $1, right? They're stable coins. Paxos as well, that's also a stable coin coming to Ontology, and it's going to happen this month. that's when it's going to happen. Tether, of course, $1 on the dot. iExec or LC actually had a big growth yesterday, so I'm not surprised that it's down today, right? I mean, after this kind of growth, you are expecting a correction. You can't just keep going straight up with no real reason. And even if you have a really good reason, even if you've got a partnership with Microsoft, even if you've got a partnership with Google or Facebook, there's no guarantee that if you go up this much, you won't come back down, right? Of course, it doesn't mean that in the long run, you're not going to go up a lot more, right? Because obviously people will be foaming in, people will find out about the news, but there's only so much people can buy, right, at the beginning. So yeah, this is how it is. And people do sell the news, right? They buy the hype, sell the news. This is how it works. But could it be a bull market? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's very hard to know exactly because, you know, Bitcoin is being so controlled, so manipulated, right, by a number of people, a number of millionaires. So anything could happen. It could be that this is only happening for consensus. It could be that Tether is being dumped on for Bitcoin. I don't know. If after the consensus we continue to see this kind of bull run and Bitcoin breaks 10K, I think it could be a bull market. But for now, I don't know. I'm just skeptical. Because it's just gone up too much. You know, if it finds some stability, maybe. But it was interesting to see that it managed to hold and it continued to increase over 7K because I didn't really think it's going to break that barrier. But yeah, that's enough about the market. Let's move on and talk about the news. And that's this top 20 crypto token surged 50% to crush the Bitcoin rally. And what is it? What do you think it is? And it's none other than Ontology. That's right. One of my favorites, which I've always been covering on my channel. Since I started doing the first review, I started covering Ontology and NEO, of course. But CCN basically posted, ccn.com, it's a news website. They're saying that while Bitcoin has commandeered the spotlight following its massive rally, altcoins don't want to stay entirely aloof from the bullish craze, and Ontology ranked among the top the crypto market's best performers over the past week. Now, Ontology's bullish explosion began on May 10th when the cryptocurrency surged from just 99 cents, I remember that, to a high of $1.52 today. Thus, Ontology has rallied over 50% in less than 6 days, exceeding Bitcoin's gain of 32% for the same period. So once again, it just shows you that alts do take off faster than Bitcoin, and we know that Ontology is a great project, right? If you've been following my channel and you've been following Ontology, and not only my channel but Ontology in general, you know that Ontology is a great project. dApps are coming to Ontology. Ontology are really improving their blockchain. They're really trying to make it enterprise friendly. So I'm really bullish on Ontology in the long run, and this is why I like node staking. Node staking prevents you from making stupid decisions, right? Because with node staking, it takes you almost a week. It used to take you 3 weeks to withdraw your coins from, right? So because of that, you're pretty much forced to wait, right? Until there's like a real reason for you to withdraw, until it gets to like $100, right? Until it goes to the moon, as some of you may like to say. And until Ontology hits $100, or even $10, when it hits $10, like close to its other all-time high, actually $12, what is its all-time high? When it hits $12, I think most people will be looking to get out. But it depends, because if they see Bitcoin rallying up, then they'll be like, okay, we're in a bull market. So if Ontology managed to get to $12 when Bitcoin was like 8,000 the last time in May of 2018, then what's to say that Ontology is not going to go much higher now that they've built all these partnerships, now that they're developing their blockchain much better? So why not, right? Okay, there's more in circulation. You could argue that, right, compared to how it was back then when it was when that bull run started, right? But it is what it is, right? Anything could happen, and I could foresee $100. Again, not financial advice, but I could say that if NEO could reach $1,000, Ontology can reach 100, obviously because of the supply difference. NEO having 100 million coins total supply, and Ontology having 1 billion. So 10 times as much. Of course, not all of it is in circulation. The team needs some for development and things like that, you know. So yeah, also Ontology gas is being slowly, produced. So yeah, and also a lot of it is being given out to stakeholders, of course. So it is what it is, right? But yeah, I could definitely see Ontology hit $100 in a real bull run, in a bull market. If say Bitcoin was to get to like 50K, I think Ontology could get to 100. So yeah, they're basically just saying more about Ontology here. And what is the real reason? I mean, people are asking, okay, why did it rally more than Bitcoin? Well, the real reason is the Tryon's node application, right? I'd really love to run a node on Ontology, but it's very, very expensive. Now, it does cost you 200,000 coins to run a node on Ontology. And not only that, but you need to be successful when you apply, right? Because you need to apply. And if you're not a business, if you're just an individual, I don't know how lucky you would be to actually get chosen, to be picked, right, by Ontology, because they are kind of trying to market themselves as well. So they'll be much happier if they could get a small business to join the Tryon's node. But yeah, the payouts are just insane. It's like 17,000 ONG every month from the Ontology Foundation if you're on a node. So that's a lot. It used to be like 25,000. I think I mentioned that in my last video, or 23,000, which was like a lot of money, right? We're talking it was like what, more than $10,000 when Ontology was priced at like 50 cents, right? But now that Ontology is 150, and if it maintains that, right, that's a lot of money. 17,000 ONG, come on, it's a lot. But again, it's a big investment, okay? I mean, it's going to cost you a lot. It's going to cost you $300,000 at the current price to own 200,000 ONT. So yeah, that's how it is. And let's move on and talk a little bit more about Ontology. So actually Ontology went to consensus as well. I wasn't entirely sure that they'd go to consensus, but apparently they did. I thought only NEO are going to consensus from the Chinese projects, but apparently Ontology is gone as well. The sharding consensus, they're going to be talking actually they did have a meetup on Tuesday, which was yesterday, in New York City, of course, where the consensus is taking place, and they were talking about sharding, right? The sharding functionality, the sharding that they're implementing in their blockchain in order to make transactions faster, to make it scalable, you know, for various reasons. So yes, really, really good. And also the blockchain game in Seoul in South Korea, of course, they had an event there as well, where they spoke about Ontology and games, right? Attracting blockchain games. And they also met the Mixed Marvel team. And if you know, Mixed Marvel are basically the guys in charge of the Hyper Dragons Go game, which was on Ethereum. Actually, Hyper Dragons was on Ethereum. Hyper Dragons Go is the Ontology version. And they're also going to do a NEO version, as I've mentioned in previous videos. But yeah, they did meet them up in Seoul, in Korea. And they also met up with Musica developers, which is also a DApp on Ontology. Okay, I think that they already had, I did a review on Musica. I think that they already had a token sale. So I think they're just developing right now. But yeah, this is the real reason. I think that Ontology Tryon's consensus node is definitely one of the reasons. Companies are FOMOing in, basically buying 200,000 Ontology coins, because the payouts are insane, right? The payouts are insane. Now, to be honest, I don't expect Ontology gas to continue growing so much if there's so much being produced, right? Because right now there isn't that much in circulation, it's scarce. But as more is being produced, I mean, you hold Ontology, you get paid by the Ontology Foundation, you're also producing Ontology gas constantly, right? Every few seconds. So basically a lot of it is being introduced in circulation because people will be selling. Not everyone is holding. There are people that hold it and accumulate until it gets to like $4 or $5, because we've seen Ontology gas at $4 twice. Once when it got listed on Bitbox, I believe, and the second time when they announced the Binance listing and it got listed on Binance. And they dumped straight away. It started at $4, dumped to about $2 and something, went back up to around 130, traded at like 120, 130 for a while, until it slowly started dumping back to the prices that you're seeing now, and even lower to like 30 something cents, 35 cents or 34 cents some time ago, until Bitcoin started rallying and dragged Ontology gas's price back up. But yeah, that's that about Ontology. Let's move on and talk a little bit about Elastos. And we don't have that many news on Elastos, just some weekly updates. Do check them out on their Twitter page. Basically some report about Feng Han speaking out in China. And one of the important parts though is that Mike Novogratz, there's an article here on Cointelegraph, do check it out. Elastos have tweeted it. Mike Novogratz is basically saying that Web 3.0 is going to be what's going to change the world, not Bitcoin, right? Of course, Bitcoin has its use case, but Web 3.0, which is the decentralized internet, is going to change the world. And yeah, decentralized internet is important because it's hack free, right? This is what people are saying. It's hack free. Basically, Elastos can prove that it's hack free. There's going to be no Trojans, nothing, right? It's just going to be, it's decentralized. You are protected. It's just the firewall system works differently. Everything else works differently. So you are more protected. Your data is protected. At least this is what has been proven by Elastos so far. Unfortunately, Elastos' market is not the best. There is a group called Cyber Republic, which is a group of community members and also developers, I believe, which are just basically trying to spread the word out, market Elastos, and yeah, just to get people to hear about Elastos, because it's kind of under the cover at the moment. And yeah, basically this article, do check it out, by Mike Novogratz, where he specifies that Web 3.0 is the future. And of course, Elastos are saying Elastos and the modern internet are the decentralization of Web 3.0 and the security of merged mining with Bitcoin. So do check out my previous videos where I spoke about Elastos and the merged mining with Bitcoin, how if you're mining Bitcoin anyway, you can also mine Elastos, and you're not using any other extra computational power, so you can share the same computational power to also generate Elastos. And to talk a little bit more about Elastos, actually posted by Cyber Republic on Reddit, Antpool announcing that they're started the merged mining with ELA, and we can soon check off another mining pool on the list. So we've got btc.com, F2 pool via BTC, btc.top, Huobi, okay, and Antpool. So yeah, Antpool is the newest. So yeah, more pools are coming to are gonna be supporting Elastos. So yes, good news from Elastos. Good news from Elastos. Now, unfortunately, I still don't own any Elastos. I had some, I did sell it, but I would like to get some more Elastos, to be honest. I don't know. I don't think it's the right time. I just have this problem with getting in on the green, right? I prefer to follow these red candles, so I'll probably wait for a retracement, see what happens, because I am very skeptical on Bitcoin right now. I know everyone's bullish, but I'm still skeptical on it. It's just too good to be true, in my opinion, right? So anything is possible. Maybe it is the start of the bull market. Maybe. Let's see what happens after consensus. But finally, let's talk about NEO. And as we can see on NEO News today, NEO FS, data storage, payment, and auditing demoed at Consensus 2018. So this guy, he's probably a developer for NEO. He basically did a demo, and it's actually, the video is here as well. You can see it at the bottom. You can watch it. It's about 7 minutes long. I've watched it as well. It's basically to say that NEO have created this program called NEO FS, which is basically a GUI, a platform which you can use for data storage, distributed data storage. So if you're a company and you want to store across different data centers across the world, you can do so for a small fee, which is paid in gas, which is the utility token, the fuel token on the NEO blockchain. Okay, so you can do that. And basically this distributed system is really good because it's obviously decentralized, okay? It's more secure. And not only that, but you can also choose in which places you want to ban specific data. So for example, let's say that there's a data policy in the UK or something, and you don't want data to be sent to that data center, but you want specific data which you want shown, I don't know, let's say in Singapore, to be shown in certain locations but not in the UK, you can restrict it. Okay, so you can choose where you want the data to be distributed, to which nodes, and obviously you pay a small fee. But yeah, that's how it is. I mean, it's good because this is what we're seeing. We're seeing data storage functionality come into NEO. And interestingly enough, Phantasma chain are going to do the same, right? That's aimed for once they launch their mainnet. I think it's some point at the end of the year. Assuming that things go okay in June when they launch their mainnet and there won't be any more delays. But I don't know, I'm just surprised to see that NEO are also jumping the boat with this, because Phantasma were the first that I've heard about, which were closely connected to the NEO blockchain, right? So yeah, Phantasma thought about it. Obviously, we've got the CEO Sergio, who's from the city of Zion. He's a part, is from the group of developers that developed on the NEO blockchain. Of course, you know, they were supporting the ecosystem, so he might have a lot more information than we think, right? He obviously knows his stuff with NEO and around NEO, so he's very familiar. And who knows why, but they've decided to take this route, and it may help them. But of course, they're going to need the NEO 3.0 for that, because it does say here that you've got the outer ring. So these are the NEO FS nodes. the applications, you've got the NEO blockchain underneath, you've got the NEO smart contracts, and of course NEO FS can be used from the smart contract in 3.0, which is the future update of NEO, and you've got the dApps, which is the layer underneath as well. So yes, good news from NEO. And finally, the last piece of news that I'm going to cover, we've been already talking for 20 minutes, so quite a lot of chat on prices. Okay, so Da Hongfei announces a $100 million EcoBoost fund at Consensus. So again, more news from the Consensus. EcoBoost, you know, more funding, that's good. It's going to keep the project going, and that's basically giving hope to the investors, because this is what people were worried about. People thought NEO was going to die out. It's not the case. We're seeing more news. We're seeing communities. Some of the dApps left NEO for their own reasons, right? Maybe because NEO couldn't offer them what they wanted in terms of the customizable blockchain, which NEO doesn't offer a customizable blockchain. So they just wanted to conduct their token sale on there. But now NEO are going to start to develop it, make it more customizable. We're seeing storage being implemented on NEO. So more things are coming to NEO. And this is good, right? So next generation internet and NEO 3.0 is what they're talking about, of course, which was NEO FS and NEO 3.0, which is the update. So yeah, more funding. We're seeing more funding. What else did they talk about? So yeah, basically the mission is that Da Hongfei stated that NEO's main mission is to provide the optimal infrastructure for mass adoption, which he expects to achieve through NEO 3.0 and the hiring of talented people such as John DeVados and the NGT Seattle team. So yeah, NEO are opening they're opening an office in Seattle. Actually, they have an office in Seattle already, but they're putting it together. They're trying to grow that team there. And further, Da Hongfei reiterated that NEO's philosophy is one of the pragmatic idealism, noting pure pragmatism can't imagine a bold future. Pure idealism can't get anything done. It is the delicate blend of both that drives innovation. So yes, that's it with NEO. So yes, that's pretty much all the news from today. I don't know if I'm going to have any more videos anytime soon, because I will be going away for some time. But when I return, I will be doing more videos. I may do a review video and just upload it, but let's see if I can get the time. But if not, please do hang in here. I will be doing more videos when I return from my holiday. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Again, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment below if you have any sort of doubts, any questions, or if you just want to say something about the articles that I've covered. And don't forget to hit the likes. Thank you very much for watching, and have a lovely day.